Will on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Bakers. Good morning, producer Big Baby David. Welcome to Wake and Jake, your number one fun show under the sun for sports and darts and jarts and garts. We're doing a lot of German sports today. No, we actually have a lot of sports news. Exciting. None of the big one. You know, not LeBron James is playing baseball. Said that as a dumb joke, and I was like, oh, MJ actually did that.
Yeah.
I'm the best basketball player ever. I'm going to play baseball. Not great. Baseball screwed that one up. Anyways, let's do the sports, BBD. We've got, there was actually a lot of good NBA action. We've been tiptoeing around NBA, but there's a lot of good games. Football's making moves. We're seeing cuts.
I mean, we're getting pretty close to, like, official free agency stuff.
Like, like J.J. Watt signed.
Yeah, I don't know. That, like, kind of threw me for a loop because is he allowed to do that?
Yeah, I mean, football's pretty good at doing the rules don't matter stuff. NBA pretends to get mad about the rules don't matter stuff.
They're cracking down on it.
And baseball rules are everything to the point they'll let them ruin the sport. So, with that, JBJ signed with Milwaukee. Aaron Boone got like emergency heart surgery kind of yesterday. We'll do all of that. Framber alert on this episode, but BBD, we start with the game of the night. BBD had a couple people reach out about this game. Bakers, I always tell you, bake the algorithm, reach out. And BBD, I think I'm burying the lead a little bit here. If I remember correctly, these are the number one seeds in each conference, no? The number one seeded 76ers versus the number one seed Utah Jazz. NBA has this weird thing of, like, make it matter, especially with these two teams. You know, we haven't really seen a scary playoff run from either of these two teams, but right now, they're the ones. Donovan Mitchell talked about a little respect after the game. This was a great game. I watched I didn't watch this. I don't know if this was on national television. I don't think it was. But I watched the 10-minute YouTube. Wow, YouTube, huh?
Yeah.
This is what the kids are doing these days. The highlights of this game. We're going to overtime, but leading up, man. The clips I watched was the 76ers broadcasting, and that was hilarious. So hilarious. We forget that our announcers are biased, and they have to be, so we like them. But, like, it was so... Mitchell hit a buzzer, like a shot clock buzzer beater. Someone else did, and each time they're like, oh, my God. What do you do? What do you do? And it was just like... But if Embiid did that, they're like, great shot by Joel.
We kind of forget. Like, I think not New York people will probably say stupid take, but, like, in New York, they aren't, like, as homerish.
They get to be a little tougher, because that's what New York's kind of good at. BBD, let's go down the stretch. I mean, make your NBA jokes down the stretch. But this game, I mean, they went back and forth from basically 103, 101, Embiid dunk, Ingles 3, Curry answered with the 3, Embiid, Mitchell, Embiid, Bogdo, Gobert. Like, we're just going back and forth here for 4 minutes, literally trading buckets down the stretch. Embiid tossed Gobert once. And it was like, yo, I forgot Joel is different, built different. Snorts into the mic. Rudy Gobert answered with such a Rudy Gobert answer. He had a tip in on the next possession. That was like Donovan Mitchell missed the layup, and Rudy was like, oop. And it's like, you just got bodied, but He does a nice play, Rudy Gobert. The shot people are talking about, 6.5 seconds left. This was wild. I'd go look this up. Joel Embiid. Is it Joel? Do you pronounce the L? I feel like
you should say Joel Embiid.
It's not Joel. So yeah, Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you I haven't heard people get mad if you don't do it, but it's Joel.
It's not Joel.
Yeah.
Right? Joel Embiid? Joel.
He's not American, so I would...
Joel Embiid. Anyways, they're down 3, 118 to 115. They pass it to Embiid. I believe he's got Bogdanovich on him, and he's basically at the elbow, and they're basically begging Embiid to take the 2. He dribbles it out to the three-point line. Reminder, this is a 7-foot massive human. Dribbles it out. Bogdo's all over him. Drains the 3, swish, we're going to overtime. There's a lot of chaos in this game. Donovan Mitchell gets tossed in overtime. Embiid kind of set it up. He's like begging the refs to get him teed up. It's actually it's a pretty good clip, and it's Embiid being Embiid. MVB'd. Sixers end up rolling away with it, 131-123 in overtime. The other story, Donovan Mitchell gets ejected. He had a press conference afterwards. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was kind of we deserve more respect. What are these refs doing? He also said, the refs have helped us win games. They've helped us lose games. So it's kind of like, okay, so...
So are you really mad?
Yeah, you're admitting that that's just kind of how this all
works.
Over
the course of a season.
Yeah. So Sixers win 131-123. The Jazz are 27-9. The Sixers are 24-12. These are your 1 seeds in the NBA right now. Both these teams are a lot of fun, man. I think it's like NBA deep cuts fun. Like the guys that get you buckets on the Jazz, like Bogdanovich, Conley. Like you have to be an You have to be an NBA fan to be into those guys.
That.
Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles, I think he's 7th in the NBA in 3-point percentage right now. And he handles, and he draws the toughest assignment on defense a lot. He's a sicko. Jordan Clarkson. And then on the other side, Tobias Harris. Not a lot of... You have to be an NBA person to appreciate what he's been doing. Embiid puts up...
Nice career arc.
Embiid puts up 40-19, by the way. Whoops. How's your burger? Shake Milton getting in the mix. Dwight Howard with 12 points off the bench. Furkan Korkmaz, my guy. Can you say that on the air? Donovan Mitchell had 33, 8, and 6. He's really good. Like him a lot. So a fun game from the NBA last night. It was the game of the night. We'd kind of been missing a game of the night for a little bit, so it was good to run it.
This game was.
Yeah, so good to run it back with that. Check out the Mitchell presser. Check out the Embiid 3. That was the good stuff there. So yeah, BBD, how you doing, my man? My good man. My good sir.
I'm doing all right.
Okay.
Trying to fix some camera stuff.
Okay. You keep fixing over there, my man.
But yeah, doing well. Sports.
For sure sports. Some other good NBA action last night. Do we want to keep it NBA? Do we want to go to the football? You know what? Let's check some boxes real quick. The baseball breaking news today at 4 a.m. Baseball always taking opportunity of the spotlight. Baseball! Do we got everyone's attention? It's 4 a.m. Jackie Bradley Jr. signs with your Milwaukee Brewers. BBD, the Milwaukee Brewers. How about that? That was a team not a lot of people were kind of linking with JBJ. It was kind of Houston, the Red Sox. Was there anyone else really lurking?
When it did finally happen, I was like... when we got the notification that it happened, you wake up this morning, it didn't not make sense, but...
Yeah, because you knew they were in on Justin Turner, so you know they had a little money to spend. I think what makes it interesting was it wasn't the big question mark of this team. They're wondering what's going on at third base, shortstop, Arcia, Shaw, Urias. So they bring in JBJ. I mean, I think there's a couple things going on. Lorenzo Cain comes back, and he was going to be center field. He's 35 now. He's 34.9 according to FanGraphs. So he's
By the
35.
time the season.
And he's coming off a year he didn't play at all. So you don't have to put the burden on him to be the everyday center fielder. And if there's a tough lefty and you want to bench JBJ, Lorenzo Cain can still play center.
Yeah.
So you've got options there. Right now they've got
If either of them are hurt, you're still comfortable.
You're still covered. You're gonna need the bodies to get through the season. So it's Yelich, Cain, Bradley, and Avisail Garcia. All four of those guys should be playing regularly. We'll see what it looks like. Yeah. We'll see what injuries look like.
Yelich just had some sneaky injury stuff. Mostly freak stuff, so I shouldn't even really account for it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question would be, like, if those guys are healthy and playing, and you're going to have one of them on the bench, I mean, dude, I guess we forget the NL is going to be the NL this year.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to use bodies.
Yeah, just within a game.
So if you got to do pinch hitting and defensive replacements, like, that was the other thing this morning that I was like, they're going to get used. They're going to get used. It's not the most exciting. I think it does add a little more intrigue to the NL Central this year.
Is our Brewers TPP out yet? That just kind of occurred to me.
We brewed, right? Because we got excited about Travis
sure.
Shaw.
I know we recorded. I don't know if it's out.
I don't think it's out. I think unless it's like today, which would be funny. Maybe there's I think there's just a voice of God that comes on before and says, this was before the Jackie Bradley Jr. signing. Bum, 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 bum. And then we just show an episode of Law & Order and get copyrighted, and they take down the company. And everyone's like, what the H?
Happens to everybody.
Why'd they do this? So, hey, good for the Brewers. Good for JBJ. He gets a decent payday. 2 for 24. I think we actually, inside information, I think we have the official, it's like 1 for 13 option for the next year for 11.
Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. Glad he's on a team. He got
like a real contract.
A real contract. Him and Odorizzi were like the last two. I don't know. I don't want to say show guys, but like dudes. Mm-hmm. JBJ could go somewhere, play center field for 155 games and put up 3 WAR. Odorizzi could start every 5th day, put up 3 WAR.
He'd crack just about every team's playoff rotation.
So I guess he is an impactful free agent. Let me see if there's anyone else we're missing from MLB free agency BBD.
That's got to be like a real contract.
Rick Porcello.
Someone will get hurt.
Michael Franco, Jed Jorko. So no.
Leak said he's sitting out the first half of the year.
Good
for
him.
He opted out of last year with COVID, so he's
just waiting it out.
He's going to survey the landscape. He's still not in a great spot.
Shane Green still not signed.
That's a surprising one.
How about that? Shane Green.
Got to link up somewhere.
Still not signed. Hey, come over to the Yanks, babe.
Brewers episode.
We'll make something. We'll make something work, Shane.
Yeah.
Give him one of those. Give him the Justin Wilson contract, right?
Got room.
Okay.
Fix the Yanks.
We just got Albert Abreu an option, right? Bang. Shane Green to the Yankees. That's not officially reported. That's just us getting excited about baseball. Good for JBJ. Good for the Brewers. That NL Central. I think when I was talking to Chris Rose, I think he said that's going to be his most exciting division just because he's got no genuine lean. Like, no genuine lean. Like, NL East is fun, but you're lean Braves.
Dude, Shane Green was good last year.
He's probably wondering why he's not getting paid.
Like, I figured it must have been like a weird COVID season thing, just the way relievers are.
Yeah.
But like, it was like one of his best years. I'm messed up.
I am starting Shane Green to the Yankees. Why not? Let's catch some rings, baby. Former Yankee
31, like 31 last year.
Dude, that's what's messed up about MLB, and we saw it with Yasmani Tomas, and you see other players' contracts. Like, who were they showing? Kyle Loesch's contract from like 10 years ago. Like, Odorizzi should be getting a payday. Like, we've stumbled into this weird, like, is he going to get 2 years for 15? Is he going to get 3 for 30? Like, what's it going to look like? And, like, 5 years ago, Jake Odorizzi would have gotten, like, 4 for $60.
That would have been, like, he was going to get
4
that no
for
matter
50.
what.
Yeah, like...
And if he could get a team to overpay, then...
What the baseball contracts have been doing over time, I mean, it
happened so quick.
It's the reason that this CBA and all these discussions are going to be a mess, because guys are going to have to start getting paid earlier, and that's not what the MLB wants, and...
Overall, that would cost the league more money.
It's, there has to be a solution. There has to be a solution. I don't know what it is, because you want to get these guys paid when they deserve to be paid. If guys' primes now are from 24 to 28, pay them. And, like, let's not have these miserable contracts when they're 34. By the way, I was reading some rumors that Pujols is older than he is. I didn't know that was like
it's been like rumored for a while, and
I kind of
part
like
of that is like because he had kind of a quick drop off.
Yeah, and he was so good, so young. I'm kind of in.
Yeah, I
don't want to.
I don't have like a lean as far as what I actually think it is, but it's like
I don't want to use it as throwing shade or something like that. Yeah. But if
he just like announced, by the way, I'm 3 years older than you.
If
thought.
you look at his numbers and you say, okay, maybe Pujols is 2 years older or 3 years older, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot more sense. So that was some random baseball. Gio Gonzalez to the Marlins, sure, throw the pill, babe. Supposedly, we know he's a nice guy. Not supposedly a nice guy. Probably going to hook everyone with shoes. He was with the Yankees, and he hooked everyone up. They loved him. Framber Valdez, broken left ring finger. That's no bueno for Houston. Yeah. We like Framber.
It's the hand he throws with.
So that's tough. Lester having his thyroid gland removed. Sure. Hope you're okay, John. And then the Boone news yesterday. Aaron Boone got a pacemaker, which kind of came out of left field.
Surprise for everyone else. I guess the Yankees all knew he was doing something.
And the Yankees ended up handling it very well. I think there was just that moment. They first did a tweet, and it was like, holy crap. And then they came out, and I guess this was planned, and they had a game plan, and they issued a press conference. So the rumor is Boone's doing well, and he's supposed to be back within 24 to 48 hours. So
like by Monday.
And I don't think the Yankees normally wouldn't do that. Like they'd normally say, we're going to give it some time, but apparently he's already doing good. There were some tweets coming out that he was talking to people already, and he feels better, like already. So,
huge.
Science, man.
If I were them, I probably would have just given him the full week, but
right.
Boone wants to work if he feels like he can.
Yeah,
work.
It's one of those weird things that
spring training. Mendoza runs spring training anyway. That's like what the bench coaches.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like
Yankees,
if it's
that's what it's been.
I don't know the difference between 3 days and 6 days with this. Yeah. Like it's a little different than a muscle injury, you know. Like, so
when they come out with the like hours count of when he'll be back, it's like I guess not a big deal.
So hey, you know,
but it was startling.
It's something. And you know the Yankees are going to keep an eye on it through the season. It's probably
monitor his contract's up after the season.
Hopefully, we don't have to talk about it again this year. Yeah, how about that? So that's a little baseball catch up. BBD, the football. We've been debating how far we want to dive into football as their season starts to circle around. They've started to make some moves. We talked about J.J. Watt a little bit. He did the announcement that he's going to Arizona after all the rumors that it was down to Pittsburgh and Green Bay. Mm-hmm. And there was a whole weird Peloton thing, and that turned out to not be him. He's going to Arizona. DeAndre Hopkins, there was some stuff there. Peloton thing was weird. He's getting paid.
I don't contract.
Yeah, I don't
I think per year he took like barely any haircut.
Yeah. So good for him, and he goes to the great state of Arizona, people are saying.
Well,
a lot of people are talking about leaving Texas to go to Arizona. So a lot of people are linking that to the state draft. State draft, probably the most successful JJR clip so far. Mm-hmm. So weird world. Good job.
Yeah. Might have to redo it next year and
maybe in a year.
Some regions. They would do a yearly.
The region shuffle really does shake it up. We'll see. We'll have to give that the right amount of time.
It has to be like a once a year thing.
We'll know. Yeah, like a fantasy draft is once a year, right? That makes
Yeah.
sense. The Dolphins cut Kyle Van Noy, good edge rusher. I know Talking Giants was saying that they want him.
They wanted him last year.
I think every
in
team,
free agency,
low-key, wants Kyle Van Noy, but he's also got the connections to Joe Judge, right? New England, Van Noy was there for a little bit.
He's got Judge connections.
Speaking of the Giants, they cut Golden Tate. I think that was expected. I
It's
think
pretty expected.
he was a high number, and his production's kind of headed downhill a little bit.
There's been just like issues personality-wise.
And Eagles cut Deshaun Jackson.
They
So
also cut David Mayo.
David Mayo.
They cleared like $8 million between those two moves, I think.
Talking Giants ad.
They
So
had a new episode and they interviewed Giants cornerback Darnay Holmes.
oh,
who
okay,
was
cool.
Perhaps their most impressive rookie this year. He
How
was
about
like a fourth
that?
round pick. Started.
How
I
about
believe that
that?
episode came out this morning.
How about that? Bobby making moves. And Panic. So football's starting to go. I think if there was less sports, we were going to deep dive into it. Maybe we'll if things stay quiet, maybe next Thursday will be the football episode because I'm sure we'll get enough news this weekend.
Someone will get tagged by then.
Something like that. Which brings us back to basketball, and talking Giants, talking Nets. The Nets, Harden returns to Houston. Talking Nets guys were all over this. They did a boxing video. I don't know if Keith or Hudson did that. That was pretty wild. But Harden returns to Houston, puts up a casual 29, 14, and 10. His numbers at the half were stupid. He almost had a triple-double. Kyrie did his thing. Nick Claxton, man, the Talking Nets guys are all about him. I'm not crazy familiar. I just know when he plays, he's been doing really well.
I think he's had some injury stuff, but like pretty much if I see a tweet about the Nets at all, it's 50-50. It's about they want Claxton in more.
John Wall with another huge game. What are his numbers going to look like at the end of this year?
Dude, he's like back, and he's also kind of by himself. So
Oladipo had a big
Oladipo
game.
is probably
he
his
hasn't
best
fit in
overall game.
perfectly. Yeah.
Even then, it was like inefficient, but it's like just the two of them.
So John Wall averaging 21 and 6. So the points are a little more than they used. Yeah, I mean this is his second highest scoring season ever. He used to average bigger assists. So I
They
wonder.
also it felt like the Nets had kind of the game plan coming into like they're not going to let you give PJ Tucker spot up jumpers because he only got 2 shot attempts all game.
Yeah. And hey, at Houston, like what's their record now? And I think OKC has like all their picks too. So OKC's loving this. Houston's 11 and 23.
Yeah, I know people.
Yay.
They were treading water for a while. And there were people like, I mean, they kind of have no incentive to tank because
Oh my God.
there's a bunch of like swaps and stuff. Even the years they have their picks, like, I think they technically have this year's pick, but OKC has the swap rights. So it's
BBD.
like they want to win.
They were 11 and 10. And now they've lost 13 straight.
So yeah, it's really bad.
Holy smoke. So OKC has all their picks, right?
If not all of them, they have like the swap rights to a lot of them.
So geez.
There was I know for
Houston sports.
as recently as 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was looking at standings, and there was like a world where I was like, oh, if they can finish above the Mavericks, that'd be kind of cool. Because just Knicks stuff. But that seems dead.
How quickly things change, man. J.J. Watt, we'll see if Deshaun Watson ends up happening. Hopkins. I mean, now Harden. Like Chris Paul was there. Russ. And now it's John Wall, Oladipo, and a 13-game losing streak. That's pretty wild. The Nets are rolling, man. I think they're 11 and 1 in their last 12. I believe I got that from Talking Nets, so I'm going to assume it's right. Nets are rolling, man. They Nets Sixers, Nets Bucks. Interested to see which one doesn't get to the final.
Yeah.
And if the Celtics get
Whichever
involved.
of those three don't
Are the
get
Celtics
in.
the only other team that can get involved?
Well,
I guess the Heat did stuff last year.
He did stuff last year. They just kind of don't feel the same. But
Don't get
you
me-
mentioned the Celtics potentially getting back involved. Sham says they're targeting Jeremy Grant at the deadline. So that'd probably be that'd be like a good fit, I think.
Don't
right?
they want to get better?
I don't know.
Oh.
Would he be starting? He He wants
Who
to
can they
start. That was like the
trade?
whole reason he went to the Pistons.
What-
I don't know, man. They almost pull off like 10 trades a year.
What are? Who would the Celtics trade? Because you got a salary match. Obviously not
They
Tatum
have-
and Brown. Is it Marcus
Well, they
Smart?
have with the Gordon Hayward thing. They do have the biggest like trade exception ever, so
right.
they can just absorb the contract and give them. I don't know what a value they're willing to give up.
I mean, they can't bail on Kemba, right?
No, and I'd assume that they're trying to win. They want him to play with Kemba.
Tristan Thompson's making $9 million a year. Okay, so I think there's a world where you can figure it
send
out.
that the other way.
Trade-
They have other big men that are probably you'd rather have one of them than Tristan Thompson, who's cheaper. You figure it out.
Taco fall.
It'd be interesting.
Okay. I'm almost rooting for the Celtics to get back in the mix because otherwise the East is just 3 teams. I guess the Heat.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a lot of years of
Knicks?
wishing there were 3 teams. So
Knicks. That's true. That's very true, BBD. What else happened in the NBA
the
last
Raptors
night?
have played a lot better lately.
Raptors have turned it on. That's true. Okay.
I don't think you're
Raptors-
picking them to win the East. But
Raptors, Heat, Celtics, Pacers.
they can all give one
Like
of those
to-
3 a series.
Pacers like to win, and you just say, "Oh, the Pacers." Might hear more about the Pacers in a little bit. Ad. No, that's not an ad. What else happened last? Pacers beat the Cavs. Pistons beat the Raptors. Hawks beat the Magic? I don't know. Hornets beat the T-Wolves.
Yeah, they did.
They did. I
It was
thought
115, 112.
I thought they did. Bulls beat the Pelicans. Exciting. No Luka. Is that Thunder 78 number real?
Yeah.
Are they tanking harder than everyone's realized?
I think they just kind of don't have guys. Like they have so many picks. If they were in a position to try, they would, because they like don't need to tank.
So
They
they're
have every
14
pick.
and 21. So
Their
no,
record is
they're-
bad.
I mean, Houston is now worse than them.
Yeah.
Shea Gilgeous, Baisley starts every game. Dort.
It's
Al
a lot of names
Horford.
that you got to be pretty deep cut NBA to like know something about.
Al
and play
Horford
substantial.
and George Hill have to get traded, right?
Yeah, and Horford, at least for a while, maybe not. Maybe he's fallen off. For most of the year, he's been putting up good numbers at least. Because he's still Al Horford. He's good. The fit with the Sixers was very bad.
Pokushevsky.
He's overpaid all that.
My
but-
guy. Okay, so hey, stumbled into a little thunder there. Shout out to my OKC crew. Lakers lost to the Kings. No Bron, no AD. That'll do it. It's a good formula for them to lose.
Kings are like, their record's not good. And
Sure.
Like I don't want to say I like them, but like, not a bad watch.
Their organization,
guys.
for being a joke for a while, has made a lot of good draft picks. Like
They've-
De'Aaron Fox and Halliburton.
Just like they've got a lot of guys that are nice ancillary pieces, and they don't have like anybody who can. They need someone to take the leap, or
Yeah, sure do.
Buddy
And-
Hield did it a little bit last night, 29 points.
It's just tough because those guys are basically like sprinting to get out of Sacramento.
yeah.
They need a game changer. They need a LeBron. They need a Zion. They need something that makes them different for 5 years, and you've got your chance to build it.
Cool. Yeah.
Sacramento, what a weird city.
Yeah, and
What are you guys
picking them in
about?
free agency if you're a star.
I am a star.
Tricked me.
Man, the Eastern standings are a mess. I won't even read them. Just go check them out. They're
That was
crazy.
nice. They should've
Know
picked
who's up to
Luka.
2 in the West? The Phoenix Suns.
Whew.
Arizona.
Every time
Cole
you-
Tucker.
Every time you look, they're just doing more stuff.
And by the way, I guess this is part of what Wake and Jake's about. I was looking up the Donovan Mitchell ejection, and Booker got ejected the night before, and apparently the Jazz and the Suns do not like each other. All the tweets were like, "Look, Mitchell's trying to be Booker," and it was like, "All right, guys, what are we doing?
Trying to make Jazz Suns.
What are we
things right.
doing here?" But they're the top 2 seeds in the West. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Gobert, Ayton.
Kind of nuts. Nobody Nobody's going to pick either.
No one's going to believe in them with the Lakers and the Clippers there. I guess this is what's fun. The Jazz have a 3-game lead over the Suns, 3.5 over the Clippers and the Lakers. After the All-Star break, we're going to find out if teams care about seeding or not. Like, are the Lakers going to go and want the 1 seed?
They probably specifically don't. I think every other team would.
Yeah, dude.
And they know they don't have AD for a while, so it's kind of let's make sure LeBron doesn't get hurt, which he doesn't.
They're doing that weird playing game this year, right?
Yeah, at those bottom seeds.
Dude, the West is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's like all.
Right now, the Mavericks are the 8. Golden State's the 9. Spurs are the 6, kind of out of nowhere. Pop.
Yeah.
Trailblazers are the 5.
The Knicks the other night.
Dude, this is what the NBA is so good at. The West right now. You turn on any one of the top 10 teams, 11 teams, Pelicans and Grizzlies, too, and you're going to see a star outside of the Spurs. Sorry, DeJounte.
DeMar
DeJounte?
DeJounte.
Deontay? Yeah, Deontay Murray.
DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte. What the hell was that?
I mean, it's the way it.
Sounds like you write out a sneeze noise.
I know you've watched him play before, so it's not a
DeJounte.
good guess by you, but.
What was that? Deontay Murray.
Him and Frank, defense off.
DeRozan. Yeah,
fun.
that's tough.
Spurs are shopping. DeRozan, Rudy Gay, Trey Lyles, and Mills ahead of the trade deadline, and Aldridge, according to Shams.
Rockets L13. Holy crap, man.
That's a lot.
Wow. Okay, so we did NBA. We did NBA. Hockey, sure they're playing. BBD, I think we keep it going.
Yeah.
I think we keep it going. 2, the comment of the day. The comment of the day. Wake and Jake Bakers, I've been asking you guys. You guys have been coming over to the new channel. It's awesome. We're up to 132. You know, a couple weeks we'll be at 2. A couple weeks after that, 4, 10, 20, a million.
Each of you just grab a friend.
Keep paying it forward. We're going to keep baking the algorithm. That's kind of why Wake and Jake's on its own channel now. That is how you bake the algorithm. So leave a comment, leave a like, leave a review. Hot ep so far. Sports. Weather's getting better.
Sports
are coming back. BBD, couple comments of the day. The first one was on the YouTube. Desmond Fleetwood, who said, episode starts, taco meat is already flying. This is what I'm here for. At first, I came in dumb brain, and I was totally lost, and then I realized he was talking about my chest hair. Some taco meat vibes from that. I get that. Forgot I was full chest out, weekly dumb. But, you know, stuff happens. Life happens. So, thank you, Desmond. And then in the podcast app, I didn't forget about you. We're still 5 out of 5 stars, 279 rankings. Camper 1411. This is the Mike Trout of Sports Summary Podcast. Every day I look forward to listening to it, giving me a good summary of all the sports. I listen to them during meets, so I don't know if that's track or swim or whatever that is, but I get in trouble for it. Gives me something to think. Gives me something to think about during the day. Thank you for the amazing podcast. Keep it up. P.S. Last Thursday's episode mashed. It was like a mini JJR, but all sports. So, podcast app, the Facebook. Are we still doing the Facebook machine? We're still there,
we
right?
live stream to our main Facebook.
I love the Facebook. And we're on the new YouTube. So again, if you comment, like, subscribe over there, it really does help. You guys are the best. BBD, let's keep it going to the bro of the night. The bro of the night goes out to someone, a standout performance of sorts. Someone that deserves to be talked about. BBD, my real winner is my guy, TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell had 9 steals at the half last night. I want people to think about that. He finished the game with 10 steals. TJ McConnell had a triple-double. Look at this box score. TJ McConnell, 16 points, 13 assists, 10 steals, 4 rebounds, 1 block, 2 turnovers, so that's a 13-2 assist to turnover. BBD, know what he shot from the field? 8 for 8. TJ McConnell pitched a perfect game last night. A guy who
He's fun.
people didn't know if he'd be able to stick in the league. Out of Arizona. It's an Arizona ep out of nowhere. It's just a beautiful state. And hey, man, you deserve some love. You get double-digit steals. That's insane in an NBA game.
Just doesn't happen.
I obviously didn't watch the Pacers-Cavs game, so I'd love to know if that was, like, was he just gross, or were the Cavs sloppy, or what happened?
Just, like, lucked into...
Like, what happened? Something happened. But TJ McConnell basically had a perfect game. And then the other guy that I put as a slash, just because I thought it was ironic that they'd be paired together, is my guy Zion. I love Zion. He's not actually getting the award. Zion had another gross dunk last night. It was the casual, like, when someone drives with their dominant hand and they're going to throw it against the backboard and see if they make the layup. He just dunked on someone instead. He was like, no, this is... Why bother? And I think he did we're talking about the Luka meter being up and down if they lose. Luka, the Zion meter's full up right now. We don't care if they win yet. And after the game, Zion, I think they lost, and Zion hit the court to get more shots up. So, we're still Zion's
good. That's just good.
Zion's just up. Zion's just up as they lose to Zach LaVine's Bulls, 36 points, 12 and 19 from the field. Zion with 28, 9, and 5. He's gross. I love Zion. BBD, who is your bro of the night?
Jake, I'm pretty excited about my bro of the night today. It's going to Gerard Dyson. He signed a 1 year, $1.5 million deal. Goes back to his original team, the Royals. And I just never put it together how good his story is.
Yeah.
Was a 50th round draft pick. The only time he's been drafted, 50th round in 2006. And he plays this whole year. He'll get the 10 years of service time. He's got a World Series ring. He's got just like a really nice career. Beat the odds.
Yeah.
I thought we stopped doing 50 rounds ages ago. We're going down to 20 forever soon.
2006 50th round pick, Southwest Mississippi Community College. He went to high school in Mississippi. And then, yeah, man. Dude, you talk about a career. This is going to be his 12th season.
Yeah, he's at 9 years, 88 days of service time. So just stays on the roster all year. He gets the full pension, all that. It's just dude, that's an awesome story.
14.9 career WAR, 256 career stolen bases. You're not going to take that away from him.
Showed a pretty cool catch.
I like that. Love cool catches. Yeah, we saw him at Pittsburgh spring training last year.
Yeah,
Dap ploof up. Kind of it was show.
In division stuff. They've probably been around each other a decent amount. I don't think we've done a full Dyson conversation with Plouffer. And I want to.
So know how Baseball Reference at the bottom shows whenever they were top 10 in something? If you have a top 10 season and last year he was technically tied for first in stolen base percentage because he was 100%. This is just weird. Double plays turned as a center fielder. I've never even seen them list this, but twice he was number 1. So it's just bizarre. Didn't think we were even really into that, but yeah, no, it's a good one, BBD. That's a good one. Made a living playing baseball, and he's still doing it. Don't be surprised if ends up somewhere important.
Around.
He latched on to the White Sox last year after being with Pittsburgh.
It also just kind of continues. So it's half a bro of the night for the Royals. It's just like
Yeah.
still signing vets. They've got a couple young guys around there. And they're like putting vets around them that can like teach them stuff. Carlos Santana's been a part of a bunch of playoff races. Benintendi's got a ring, and is young himself. Gerard Dyson was on the Royals when they won.
Yo. No.
They're just like kind of trying, which like nobody picked that in October.
Surprised Gerard Dyson didn't go to Arizona. No, that's a great bro of the night, BBD. Gerard Dyson, TJ McConnell / Zion, always my bro of the night. Good app, fun app. What are we watching, BBD? Do we have good stuff this weekend?
It's the NBA All-Star stuff.
That's this weekend. That's right.
All in one go.
Is it Sunday?
It's this whatever the 7th is.
Today's the 4th. Friday 5.
Saturday.
Saturday 6. So Sunday the 7th. Okay.
Do we have like full lists of people doing stuff?
NBA dunk contest. I think we're still missing one dunker, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's Obi Toppin. Let's see. I've got a list here. Skills challenge: Robert Covington, Luka Doncic, Chris Paul, Julius Randle, Sabonis, and Vucevic.
I forgot they do the bigs versus smalls thing. In that, right?
Is that what they're doing?
Maybe they changed it again. They switched it to bigs versus smalls.
Always seems
my life.
Always seems like a crop you wouldn't pick.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like you should always have one. Like, it should be Chris Paul, a bunch of other guards, like Donovan Mitchell, Dame Lillard, and then there should be, like, one big man, like Julius Randle this year, but whatever. 3-point contest: Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown, Steph Curry, love that, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum. Dunk contest, right now they only have 3 guys listed. They have Anthony Simons, Cassius Stanley, and Obi Toppin, and that's like listed on like officially.
Like the NBA.
So I wonder if they're.
I haven't heard an official like, because we got the Obi news before it was like we got a report that he intended to do it.
You gotta
announced.
assume one more guy's gonna dunk. You gotta assume we're going 4. That's pretty funny.
Of those 3, I guess Obi's probably the favorite.
Yeah, I hope Obi looks good,
I think Cassius
man.
Stanley does a lot of like pregame dunk stuff.
It'd be cool for New York and the Knicks and everything, but Obi's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do good, and then
Win a dunk
play
contest,
better
yeah,
after. Because
I will say, defense is not my primary concern with them like I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's true.
Been kind of not a problem. Drew a charge the other night.
Okay, so we're doing that Sunday. Let me get one. You know what? Maybe it's a men's.
Is tonight the last night of NBA games?
I'm gonna find a college basketball game for everyone to watch Saturday. For you guys and gals, Oklahoma State, West Virginia, 2:00. That's a good game. Watch that. Illinois versus Ohio State. That's 4 versus 7 at 4. Okay, so you got a 2 p.m. Now you got a 4 p.m. It's a process. And those are the top 25 games. So, okay.
Got a couple NBA games tonight that'll.
College basketball, Saturday afternoon. NBA stuff, Sunday night. There's some golf going on. There will be NBA games. There's always NBA games.
Tonight's the last night before, like, the All-Star break.
Oh, so no, there's not always. So do we need a Friday night activity?
We need a Friday night thing. Tonight, in the NBA, you get Raptors, Celtics. Raptors win. Both of those teams are 18-18, which is fun. Pistons, Knicks is your next one. And the other one,
night.
yeah, you know it. Warriors, Suns, late night going to be a good watch because it's just Steph.
Okay. So Friday night.
Thought another one's.
How about this? Maybe Friday night might be a good night to spend with some loved ones. Sneak out.
Yeah.
Put in the time then so you can enjoy sports later on in the weekend.
If you don't have loved ones like me, nobody cares if I spend time with them.
Davis.
We got so much on the channel.
Wow.
All our channels coming out.
Going ad. Oh my God. John Boy Jake TV, GM Files, the new baseball channel. Subscribe there. Nets. Knicks, Mansplain Baseball, Talking Yanks is out. JJR yesterday, electric. Talking Giants, Sequence. Oh my God.
There's a new Chris Rose rotation
I can't
today.
keep up. We got a big Talking Baseball coming up.
I think Talking Nets is doing another
Big
cool
Talking
interview. I don't know when it comes out, but he told me they're interviewing the person today. So
Rick Garoli.
yeah, Brick Roll is coming on Talking Baseball soon.
Excited.
In an hour.
Jake sucks.